Hello and welcome to yet another week of Full Tuck, the Wingspan podcast with me, Aidan.
And me, Adam.
I'm going to start off by apologising for my slightly hoarse voice this week.
It actually sounds much hoarser now that we started recording.
Yeah, I'm coming out the back end of a cold that's hit me for 6.
We're both a bit fluey, aren't we? But you are really bad
it's
at the moment.
It's that time of year, isn't it?
It is that time of year. It's not really going round, though.
No, well, here we go.
Dear. Here we go. So we'll see. Am I going to have to do all the talking?
No, I'll be fine.
You sure?
I'll struggle through.
Get on the caffeine. Get on the cups of tea.
Yeah,
lemon tea.
Yeah.
How are you apart from the illness, my friend?
All very good, mate. Yeah, all very good. Played some good games of Wingspan recently.
Have you?
Had an interesting game. You don't get this very often, but had a game where we were teaching new players last week. So we got some friends who got gifted the game of Wingspan for Christmas, and have been wanting to get
on your recommendation.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I reckon. I know I've said this before, but I reckon I've probably recommended it in bought to maybe 20 different people. I reckon.
Do you think it's probably one of those? Because again, they'll have recommended it on.
Because I recommend it to people at work, people,
I know.
Like friends, family.
It's mad, isn't
people I meet on the train.
Yeah,
anyone I can. Yeah. How did it go?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, obviously, it's always a bit of a challenge. I think going back to base game, isn't it? I always feel whenever I do it, and we've talked about it recently as well, because I did that playing with my parents over Christmas, and it's just the board. I think is the biggest thing. The needing to play 2 cards to get up to 2 resources in the forest and wetlands is so difficult.
Because it's always I always remember the base game being a race to get out 2 forest birds, because then you'd get 2 foods and then you could start your game. That was the 100%. Way I considered it. 100%. And then it was build an egg chain. That was sort of the pitter patter.
Yeah, and it makes you realise as well how difficult 3 food cards are. If you have 3 food cards in your opening hand, you have to really find a good reason to play
them.
And
it also makes the birds which are gain X from the bird feeder, like the American Red Star, it makes them so much more powerful, doesn't it?
Super powerful.
Yeah.
And conversely, eggs are really strong again, aren't they? So,
did you enjoy it? I don't know how much I enjoy going back to the base game.
I do. I enjoyed it for the challenge, I think, and I enjoyed it to almost try and remind myself, like, how do I play this game again? It feels like a different game, really does, in a way.
Maybe one day we should just do a full episode on the base game.
Oh, yeah.
One of my good friends bought Wingspan over Christmas for his girlfriend.
Oh yeah,
and they played. I think on their first day they played like 7 games.
Yeah, nice. And getting really into it.
Yeah, and Johnny texted me. He was like, "I still haven't won one. Kira keeps winning." And then he texted me again this weekend just gone, being like, "Yeah, we've played 5 more." So then I was like, "Oh, I listened to this really good podcast. Might give you some tips about it." Right, send it to him, and he was like, "I don't think I'm ready for it." He doesn't even know that I do a podcast on it. So
no idea.
One day, I think he's going to eventually come to the show, and he's been like, "I recognise that guy."
Yeah.
So Johnny, maybe when you get to this episode in like 2 years' time,
whenever
that
you manage
text
it.
that I sent you was being like, "Yeah, that's because I want you to listen to it because it's my show."
Oh, that is funny. That's very funny.
Yeah, it was good. So,
how about yourself? Any recent games?
No recent games. I haven't actually played for since Christmas. I don't think. No, since the gap after Christmas. So the last week I haven't recorded. Today's a very blue Monday for me, I would say. Today we're recording this on Monday for reasons that are about to become clear, listener. And it's Blue Monday in the UK, which is the saddest day of the year in the UK.
I wonder why today is that. Why?
Well, it's like mid-January.
I get that.
So January is not like the US, other parts of the world, which are really hot and sunny at this part of the year. Like I don't know, like Australia or something. It's the saddest day of the year in the UK.
Yeah,
so everyone's feeling sad, and I'm feeling very sad, listener, because we have been keeping something a secret that we now can no longer keep a secret.
Yeah.
Can we?
Yeah. Well, it's probably my news to give, isn't it? So I'm actually...
Yeah, after I gave the engagement news last week.
That's
perhaps it's your turn to give your news.
It's just news after news after news.
Adam.
Yeah, no, so I am moving abroad temporarily. So myself and my partner Ellie are moving to Australia for the next 12 months. But do not fear, dear listener, Full Tuck is going to continue.
Yeah, so he is, at the time of this coming out, he'll be flying in a few days' time.
7 days. So
at the time of this coming out, though, because he'll be flying on Monday.
We imminent.
Yeah, so I'm about to lose a very good friend and a very good wingspan partner.
Let's be honest, that's dramatic.
Are you a very good wingspan partner, actually?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Is that what's dramatic? Don't be so dramatic.
I'm very average, thank you.
Yeah. I am a very good friend.
I mean, look, we'll. It's obviously it's a sad thought to be moving away from all my friends and family back here in the UK, but it's a very good opportunity for us, and I think it's going to be very good fun. And we are going to continue to record the podcast remotely via the powers and magics of the internet.
12-hour time difference, though, and I'm bad in the mornings.
Well, looks like it'll be me in the mornings and you in the evenings.
It's just hard, though, like 8 p.m, 8 a.m, 9 p.m, 9 a.m.
Yeah, that's okay.
Wow, okay. You are committed to the show.
It's got to be done, isn't it?
We realised that it's literally as far away as you can move from England, and so it's probably going to be take you a bit of time to get set up in Australia.
Yeah.
So we're going to be recording an extra episode later on this week. That will be the last time I see Aidan before he flies away, so I will be extra moody. And that is going to be released next Thursday, and that gives Aidan a bit of time to get set up in Australia. We don't know. We might need to take a week break after that. Yeah. But we are hoping that we don't need to.
Yeah, look, we're definitely not planning to, and all going to plan. We'll be back on track, and we won't miss a beat and won't miss a week because we don't want to let you guys down. We know you want the Wingspan content, and we want to provide.
Yeah.
But we'll record this extra bonus episode, which is going to be good fun.
Yeah, it should be good.
It's going to be good fun. We'll maybe get onto that a bit later on. Yeah, I suppose just a tentative heads up that
we'll see.
We will see.
Dear, that was blue.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get on to something a bit
Blue
less
Monday.
blue.
Perhaps some more fun. More fun now. What are we doing this week, Aidan?
We have got. So we're kind of going back to some of our old traditional.
It's like
formats,
old
really.
format, isn't it?
This is great.
This
I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
So we're going to do our opening hand review at the start this week.
Yeah.
Back to the old. Is good. It's a good opening hand this week. I'm quite excited about it.
Yeah.
And some interesting birds to digest. So we'll get into that.
And then we are going to one of the main questions we get actually on the emails and questions on the Q&As is, what is your dream opening hand? Or have you ever kept 5 birds? Or what is the perfect start for you? And so we thought, you know what, let's do this question some proper justice, and we're going to take it in turns to present our dream opening hand and how we'd play it. So this week, Aidan's going to go first. Yeah,
sounds good.
You look surprised.
No, well, yeah, we as you can probably tell, we hadn't pre-planned that, but yes,
I'm very happy to. I just told you in advance that I'm still in flux with mine. Yeah,
I've got one ready to go. I'm sure you can guess it.
You just came up with it like that, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I just knew as soon as you said, dream opening hand, I was like, okay, I'll sit down and think through this, give it proper due thought. Sat down, within 30 seconds, I had it.
So mine has changed like 3 or 4 times.
Oh wow!
Interestingly,
okay.
There was a point at the start of today when there was 3 fan-made expansion birds in it.
Yeah, I think the fan-made expansions do throw a spanner in the works. I will caveat mine by saying there's no fan-made expansion birds in there, probably because I haven't played with them enough
the perfect
to understand them, to digest them properly. So, but yeah, we'll get on to that. And then you've got something or a feature, one of your favourite features.
Return of the stats segment.
Return of the stats.
So we always put the stats at the end in case it gets a bit too heavy for people.
Yeah, shouldn't be too bad this week.
This is a light one. This is a very light stats segment.
It's not quite JK.
Pilfered straight from Travis on the Facebook group. So that is actually need to give credit where credit is due.
So, lovely. Should we get stuck in?
Yeah, this opening hand. We are in a 3-player game, and we are going third. So we're going last. Your 5 opening hand birds are Wilson Snipe. This can only live in the wetlands. It eats 1 witchetty grub. It's worth 5 points. It's a Pebbles nest with 2 egg capacity, and it's a brown when activated power. All players draw 1 card from the deck. Next is the Western Jackdaw. This can live anywhere. It eats a witchetty grub and 2 randoms. It's worth 3 points. It's a cavity nest with 2 egg capacity. It's a round end teal power. which is cash up to 3 food from your supply on this bird. For each, gain 1 from the bird feeder. And that is a fan-made expansion from the British Birds pack. Next is the black-chinned hummingbird. This can live anywhere, eats 1 of anything. It is what's that? That's a bowl nest with 4 points, and it's got 2 egg capacity. When activated, all players gain a cherry from the supply. Next is the superb lyrebird. This can only live in the trees. It eats 2 witchetty grubs and an anything. It's worth 5 points. It's a star nest with 1 egg capacity. Brown when activated power. Copy a brown power on 1 bird in the trees of the player to your right. And last, Brewer's Blackbird. That is a bird that can only live in the grasslands. It eats a wheat and an anything. It's worth 3 points. It's a bowl nest with 3 egg capacity. Brown when activated, flocking power. Tuck a card from your hand behind this bird. If you do, also lay 1 egg on this bird.
And then bonus cards. So we've got the Bird Bandit, which is birds that can live in multiple habitats. 4 to 5 birds gets you 4 points, and 6+ birds gets you 7. The Grassland Data Analyst, which is consecutive birds in your grasslands with ascending or descending wingspans. 3 consecutive birds is 3 points, 4 consecutive birds is 5, and 5 consecutive birds is 8 points.
Your birds in the tray are the Royal Spoonbill. This can only live in the wetlands. It eats a witchetty grub and a fish. It's worth 4 points. It's a sticks nest with 2 egg capacity. Brown when activated power. Draw 1 face-up card from the tray with a sticks or star nest. You may reset or refill the tray before doing so. Next, Budgerigar. Lives anywhere. Eats a wheat. It's worth 0 points. Cavity nest with a 3 egg capacity. Flocking brown when activated power. Tuck the smallest bird in the tray behind this bird. And lastly, the New Zealand falcon. From the fan-made expansion of its namesake, it lives in the grasslands or the trees. It eats a witchetty grub or a rat, worth 3 points. It's a stones or pebbles nest. It's 2 egg capacity, and it's a brown when activated, skull and crossbones power. Tuck 1 bird with a wingspan less than 65 centimetres from your hand behind this bird. If you do, cachet 1 rat from the supply on this bird.
And then end of round goals. Round 1 is cubes in 1 row. That's a Jacob Brunner special. Round 2 is white or no powers. Round 3 is eggs in bowl nests. And round 4 is sets of 3 eggs in the 3 habitats.
Tell you what, it's a real shame we don't have. Is it Omnivore Expert? Is that bonus card?
Yeah.
That's the one which is 2 points per bird that eat the anything symbol.
And we've got 4 of them.
4 in our opening hand eat anything. That would be fun. And also, it would probably make me keep those 4 if I had that open.
I'd certainly be tempted. I do think that there's. I think it's a strange one. I think there's the Western Jackdaw's brilliant, isn't it? And I think that's the one that really stands out. I also do really like the look of the New Zealand falcon in the tray. Mm-hmm. One thing I was going to ask you is, can you pronounce the New Zealand name for the New Zealand falcon? the Maori name.
Oh, the New Zealand one.
Yeah.
No.
Nice. I appreciate the honesty. No, I'm not going to try either.
Yeah. I mean, this is after I failed to pronounce Brewer's Blackbird. We just had to do a second take of it because I couldn't do it that much. So yeah, go on. What are you going to do, Aidan?
Yeah, I think it's tricky. I think there's quite a few ways you can take this, and I reckon there's going to be some differences in opinion on this one.
Yeah.
But I think what I'm going to do, the main one I'm keeping is the Western Jackdaw. Can live anywhere, which helps for your bird bander, which is the bonus card that I'm keeping. And also it's helpful because it can get you up to the 2 food, 2 egg or 2 cards where you need it, which I think is going to be important in this game, because the Superb Lyrebird I don't really like in an opening hand, because you never know what that player is going to play.
Yeah,
and keeping it when you don't know, even if they're going to have a brown power for you to copy anytime soon, is I just think a waste. Brewer's Blackbird is fine if you're going for a Grasslands chain, but I don't think you're set up for a Grasslands chain here particularly.
Well, there's Lisa's email. She says she's going for a Grasslands chain.
Oh, really? Okay, I'm interested to hear that.
Because round 3 and round 4 are both eggs based, but you carry on with your
totally get that
your deconstruction.
So what I'm going to go for, I'm going to keep the Western Jackdaw, and I'm going to keep the Black-chinned Hummingbird.
Yep.
I'm going to play the Black-chinned Hummingbird in the wetlands.
Yeah.
And I'm going to play the Western Jackdaw in the forest.
So Black-chinned Hummingbird, just a reminder for people, lives anywhere. It's a when activated, all players gain a cherry from the supply.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Western Jackdaw, well, we're going to talk about that in a moment, aren't we? But then I would love to pick up the New Zealand Falcon from the tray, but realistically, we're going third in a 3-player game. I don't think... I think chances are it's not going to be there.
So first go, you're playing the Hummingbird. Second go, you're looking to pick up the New Zealand Falcon.
Ideally, if it's there.
I think that's an overrated bird.
The New Zealand Falcon?
Yeah.
Oh, go on, pray tell.
Tuck one bird with a wingspan less than 65 from your hand behind this bird if you do cash one from the supply on this bird. So, red-winged blackbird, that is the right name, isn't it? Yeah? That's tuck any card from your hand to get an egg. Okay? Yeah. This is tuck a card with a qualifier and you cash a rat, so you get a point. So it's not really one, I think, that is either A, that powerful, because it can't live in the wetlands. So
I think it specifically can't with that power. With that power, it would make it very strong in the wetlands.
I don't even think it would make it that strong in the wetlands. I think it would make it acceptable in the wetlands.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. So I just can't see you having enough suitable cards or spare cards to be able to play it and it be a worthwhile bird to play.
I suppose
I do think I'm in the minority here, though.
Yeah, I suppose my thinking is I do find, maybe it's the way I play or the way the board seems to be set up these days, but I find that if I'm going to have an excess of anything, it's cards. And
these days,
well, I don't know. It is, as in with the current expansion setup.
Aidan thing, yeah.
It's going to be cards, and most birds are less than 65 centimeters. And generally, if birds are above 65 centimeters, I'm probably more likely to want to play them.
Yeah,
they're usually better birds.
Yeah.
And particularly if I'm going to have the hummingbird in the wetlands, and I'm therefore going to be using that to gain enough cherries to fuel the jackdaw, then I think I'm likely to have excess cards in this game.
Yeah, so this jackdaw is a completely unique ability, isn't it? So round end, cash up to 3 food from your supply on this bird. For each, gain 1 of anything from the bird feeder. Now, it's really interesting. It probably fits the law, doesn't it? Of somehow jackdaws probably collect something.
Yeah.
But why it's interesting is because the food you gain from the bird feeder, if it's a nectar, you'll have to discard it. So if it is paired with, say, a willy wagtail or a yellow hammer, which is if you used all 4 types of goes, play another go,
white
then
wagtail,
it's
sorry,
white wagtail. I wondered how far into the episode we get before I make a mistake.
You did pretty well.
No, thank you. It's a phenomenal bird, but otherwise, I'm not sure how good it is.
I would throw that back the other way and say it also means you don't have to be quite so careful with your nectar, because then if you do end up with some spare nectar, then you can cash it on there and recycle.
But it only gets
cashed
you don't use the nectar compared to getting put on the end of round goal. So does it get used? It's like, so I don't think either of these birds are going to be in my dream opening hand, but I was thinking, and sorry this is a tangent, I was thinking about, in my dream opening hand, do I want a Sri Lanka blue magpie, which is a round end, cache food from your supplier on each of your other birds, which is amazing to really stack up the cached food points? Or do I want a Eurasian collared dove, which is also blue teal round end power, which is discard up to 5 food, per food tuck 1 from the deck behind this bird? And the difference in those two is the nectar on the Sri Lanka blue magpie gets cashed on the card. The nectar in a Eurasian collared dove goes on the spent nectar space. And so I kind of think that the Western Jackdaw is this, because it's a cash, it's not a discard. If it was discard 3 food, discard 3 food to then tuck and then gain.
But I think that's the difference, isn't it? Compared to the Eurasian collared dove, you lose those food, whereas in this case, you recycle the food. So that I've actually played it in a couple of games recently.
Have you?
And so if you get it down in round 1 and you manage to maximise its power, so as in you have 3 food remaining in your supply at the end of each round, which isn't particularly difficult to achieve.
Well, I suppose we don't really have much food drawing cards.
Well, that's why I'm playing the hummingbird.
Yeah.
Because then even when I'm gaining cards, I'm getting food. And it's 15 points. Like, even if you... And additionally... it can be a way of turning food you don't want into food you do want.
Yeah.
Like, granted, I do agree. The nectar point is very, very valid, and you obviously can't use it to gain nectar.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you're going to go the whole game without nectar. You can still gain nectar the usual way, and it just means, if you have the hummingbird, you're gaining yourself a load of cherries. You can turn that into food you do want.
And it is remarkably flexible as well. Lives anywhere.
Yeah.
And granted, it's 3 food, but 2 of those foods are anything.
Yeah.
So it is very flexible in terms of what you do. Every single person who's emailed in or commented in has kept it.
Yeah.
So
I'm not
goes
surprised.
to show. Francois, this is an example of a situation where I plan for 2 possibilities. The bird I like most are in the tray and we're going third. So they might still be there by the time it's my turn, or they might not. He is keeping the snipe, so that is brown power, where when activated, everyone draws 1 from the deck. He's keeping the hummingbird like you, and he's keeping the jackdaw like you. So then he's looking to pick up the budgerigar and the New Zealand falcon.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's
start with the
interesting.
forest and the wetland. And he's basically said with the jackdaw, they get me halfway to a full bird bander bonus card. So that's a really good point, actually. That his bird bander is birds that can live in multiple habitats.
Yeah.
That he's halfway there at the end of the first round. Thoughts on the budgerigar?
Yeah, I think when...
Do you want to read it out?
Yeah,
Have you got it?
I've got it here. So yeah, it's a 0-point bird, which is probably the main off-putting thing for me. Flocking power, tuck the smallest bird in the tray behind this bird. I think when the expansion first came out, I was like, oh, this is great. And because it's a guaranteed tuck. But then when you actually dive into it a bit more, it's a 0-point bird. So you basically, in order to make that work, a 0-point bird that you only get 1 point per activation max and no stuff, no resources, you're going to have to essentially put it in a chain that you're just firing all game.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I think there are other birds that would work in chains better. So for me, I don't think it's the strongest.
I think if it started with, say, 3 points,
yeah, I'd be much more
keeping
tempted.
it. But I think it's the fact that it starts with 0 points that I feel like you're on the back foot already.
100%.
And yes, it can live anywhere, which is great. But I just feel like you've got to get 4 activations out of it before I think you're getting in the green, aren't you?
And another thing to bear in mind is while activating it, you are essentially refilling the tray for someone else.
So yes, that's another thing that I think no one ever mentions enough.
Yeah.
For example, a card which is discard the tray, refill it, and take one of those.
Yeah.
And if you're the player to my right, you've just given me a free reset of the tray.
Yeah.
I completely agree. Those
particularly those ones which are you can do this but only draw a specific nest type.
Yeah,
because you can
like the royal spoonbill,
exactly,
which is in the tray, which is in the face-up tray. Draw 1 face-up from the tray with a stick's nest or star nest. You may reset or refill the tray before doing so.
I know.
So often a bird that will come up that you won't be able to pick up. Which I suppose is that's what is the challenge of those birds inherently, and I suppose that's why no one's picking them up.
I do like those birds if then later in the chain you've got like a tuck and draw or a draw a card.
But you mean, but for it to be later in the chain, you'll have had to have played it earlier in the chain.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's
so go on. What would you do?
Can you tell I'm stalling?
Yeah, I was getting a feeling.
I was just about to pivot onto what Lisa's done. Lisa's done exactly the same as Francois, but is also keeping the brewer's blackbird.
Okay, fair enough.
To try and build the egg chain, which is in the end of round goal for round 3.
And that in combination with Wilson Snipe, I very much get. You'll have lots of spare cards. So yeah,
I think I'm umming and ahhing. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Can't tell.
I think if this was a game that we're playing, I know I'm going third. I'm not going to decide until my first 2 players have taken their go. Because if someone plays a decent bird in the trees, then I'll be keeping the superb lyrebird. But it's unlikely that that's the case. It's a quick star nest, which is quite flexible, and it would benefit me more for the Western Jackdaw, which I'm going to keep as well. I think there's no way I'm not going to keep it, because if my preponderance to build tree trains, it would work much better. God, I'm struggling with the words today, aren't I? And I'm probably also going to keep the hummingbird. It's worth 4 points. Giving everyone a cherry is not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. And I think I'm going to do exactly the same as you. Hummingbird goes down first, then just keep drawing until I get something.
Yeah, I also and I know that you're not a fan of all players' powers, but I think in this context, cherries are not universally useful. And for some players, if you're giving them out, they're not really going to make any use of it. But with the jackdaw that you will make use of them. At the very least, just a cash on it.
Yeah, I completely agree.
So I think when I can see a specific advantage to me over and above what I'm giving to other players by a brown power, then I think it's worthwhile.
The only other person, so most of the people who've emailed have done sort of similar to you and me. The only other person who's done anything slightly different is Paul, who's also kept the lyrebird.
Fair enough. I think it's a roll of the dice, isn't it? It could really pay off. It could really pay off.
So like when I was reading it out, I thought this is a fantastic opening hand, but actually now I'm much, much less inspired by it.
I would agree.
I wonder what Flan would do.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Every week.
Who knows what Fam will do?
Yeah, but it's a good one. Another good one. And I think it's one that, like I say, I think there's going to be a variety of different opinions about how to play this.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Fine.
yeah, cool.
You know what? Moving from that one, we've had a run of, I would say, uninspiring opening hands recently. I think we have. I have. So should we pivot from that onto a very inspiring opening hand?
As in the dream opening hand?
As in your dream opening hand?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Should we take a quick break and we'll come back with exactly that in a few moments' time.
Welcome back to Full Tuck, the Wingspan podcast, and we are going to talk about our dream opening hands.
Yeah.
And in the break there, I did just ask Aidan if he could tell me his opening hand so I could prep for it. And then I thought, actually, no, I know Aidan well enough. I reckon I could guess it. So, my guess, Bioweaver.
It's a good start.
Is it in there?
Yeah.
Black-headed gull.
Okay.
Mute swan.
Yeah.
Yeah? No.
No.
Was the black-headed gull in it?
No.
Ah. Okay, it's not worth it anymore.
Yeah.
Go on. So Bioweaver. No,
yes.
go on. No,
So you wanted that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the bio. Well, I am going to caveat this where I've got two. It varies a little bit depending on player numbers. So the two that are definitely going in there are the Bioweaver and Aidan's Gull. And
I didn't think about Aidan's Gull.
The one that's player dependent is the third one.
So when I first go on,
which is going to be, if it's a 2-player game, then I want the Great Tit, and if it's a 3+ player game, then I'll have the Spangled Drongo.
Okay, because my thought was one day we could play these games out.
Okay,
we could play with the dream opening hand.
Nice, I like that.
And I'm not sure if the way we do it is we either do it, one person gets their dream, the other one gets a random,
or we both play with our dreams.
We both play with our dreams,
unless there's overlap, of course, which there might not be.
I doubt. I we'll see. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So. So we just say it's a 2-player. Let's just for now say it's 2-player.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So if it's 2-player, then it's the Great Tit, is what I'm
okay, so you've got Bioweaver, Aidan's Gull. Yeah, I should have thought about that. Then the Great Tit.
Yeah, and then the other two I don't mind because they're through.
So you're only keeping 3.
I'm keeping those 3.
Okay, so first play Bioweaver.
And the specific reason for that is that otherwise I won't have enough food. Like ultimately I'm keeping 2-3 food cards there, so I need to start with 3 food.
Yeah.
So I can only keep 3 cards.
So what are you going to do to begin?
So the first play is in a 2-player game playing the Great Tit, and then it's getting food.
So the Great Tit is a what bird?
It's a reset the bird feeder and gain 1 dice from the bird feeder after resetting.
And that can only live in the trees?
Only live in the trees.
And it's worth 3 food?
It's 3 food, so it's a cherry, a wheat and a witch tea, and it's 4 points.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's going up in the forest first. But just because it's a great flexible way of giving yourself a really good food, chances are you'll get a nectar with it.
Yeah.
But if you don't want a nectar, you don't have to get a nectar, which is also the beauty if it's, you're doing it right at the end of the round or something. So that's what I'm hoping for. And then it'll be food, Bioweaver gets down, and then it'll be food cards.
The Bioweaver is tuck up to 3 cards from your hand behind this bird. If you do, lay 1 egg on this bird.
Yeah. Star nest. And 3 egg capacity.
Yeah.
And then Aidan's Gull, which is one of my favourite birds in the game, is draw 2 cards from the deck, tuck 1 behind this bird and keep the other one.
So by the stage of playing Aidan's Gull, if you were to pick up cards, you're picking up 2 cards plus the 2 from Aidan's Gull, of which 1 immediately gets tucked, and then the other 3 can get tucked under the Bioweaver.
Unless I like them.
And so you're net 0, but you've gained a tuck card and an egg.
Yeah,
interesting.
Well, so you're net 0, but if you're fully activating the Bioweaver, as in 3 cards and an egg, 3 tucks and an egg, and Aidan's Gull, that's a 4th card. So it's 4 tucks and 1 egg with 2 birds. And then you go fishing until you find something you like, and you have both the eggs to play more birds, and you've got a great start to give you enough food to play the birds you want. That's my thoughts.
I would absolutely batter you with my dream opening hand.
You
I would
not. If I started with that
in a one-on-one, and
no
I saw you play that,
way.
I would go, "Is that really what you've gone for?
Yeah, that's
really
a great
what you've
start.
gone for?"
That's a great start. Well, look, you listeners at home, you let us know what you think. tell me if I'm wrong. If that's terrible, let me know.
Oh, you can have to wait till mine, mate. Yeah. You're going to have to wait till mine another day. We'll see.
I was close to swapping out Udin's Gull for the White Stork.
Yes.
Because it's also gaining you a card that helps fuel the Bioweaver, but it lets you see many more cards in, allowing you to reset the face-up tray. And draw one of them. But I think on balance, because obviously what I'm gunning for here is eventually a wetlands chain, is that ultimately, that White Stork is an 8-point bird, Udin's Gull is a 1-point bird. Am I going to activate Udin's Gull more than 7 times to make up the points difference? And the answer is yes,
yeah,
I think.
Definitely.
So I think therefore it's worth it.
Yeah. You're drawing 2 cards with Udin's Gull as well, compared to White Stork, which is 1.
Yeah.
I would have thought you'd have gone Black-headed Cowbird, which is tuck to lay, thinking about this tactically.
The red-winged blackbird.
2 weeks in a row, haven't I? Sorry. Tuck one to lay on this bird. Then you do something like Mute Swan, and you do something like Udin's Gull. Is the start that I thought you'd go for. And I thought you'd go for a much cheaper bird in the trees, which is just worth 1 food, because there is one of the woodpeckers is worth
the white-backed woodpecker, which gets you a food from the bird
feeder, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And that's only worth 1 food. And then you'd have 4 cards set up already for you.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you'd do.
The other
I'm
thing
surprised
that pops
you're
into
only
my head,
keeping 3.
Yeah, well, it's just because otherwise you don't get off to a start.
But it's interesting. So in the answer to that question, which is like, have you ever kept 5? Obviously, yes, you've kept 5 for different reasons. But your dream opening hand, you're not keeping that many birds.
No, I suppose that's true. The only other way I could see you could keep 4 cards is like you say, either the white-backed woodpecker or for example the rainbow lorikeet, which is discard a nectar to the spent space for this habitat and then draw 2 more.
And you're not going
food.
You're not, well, to use our name, you're not going full tuck here, are you?
No.
You're not gaining food in the wetlands yet.
No. And so the black-headed gull was very much another one that I was considering. And I think actually 9 times out of 10 when it's in my opening hand, I'm keeping it. In fact, probably 10 times out of 10. Because it's so good. But I think if we're talking about a 2-player game, there is a specific danger with the black-headed gull, which is that your opponent might not have food when you want to activate it. And therefore it's a wasted brown power. And that is... for a dream opening hand, that's criminal and enough to put me
Interesting.
off.
I was just about, let's say we do a 2-player game against each other and we both have our dream opening hand. The alternative to think about these games, and this is getting so like minute in the minutiae now, is what does my opponent want the least? So what do you think about war? What does my enemy what will they dislike
you don't want
the
them to be
most?
stolen food off them.
Yeah, and if in a 2-player game you've got the black-headed gull, I would be absolutely fuming.
Yeah.
I really would, because it would really scupper me a number of times.
Yeah, I can see that. So to give it a bit more commentary, I suppose I've had obviously have a constant 2-player game with Paul going online back to back. As soon as it finishes, we crack on with the next one. We must be up to nearly 100 games now. We've played so much. And I've actually been lucky enough to have the black-headed gull against him a couple of times recently. And there have been a few times where I've either had to steal a food that would allow him to gain a nectar from the bird feeder.
Yes.
Or I've actually not been able to gain a food. And it's really frustrating. And it also means, I think in a 4 or 5-player game, the black-headed gull is so powerful because chances are you're going to steal a nectar off someone.
Someone has a nectar.
And like a lot of the time, they're going to be gaining, food from the bird feeder they don't want. And so it scappers their game. But I think in a 2-player game, it's just not as guaranteed to work. And do I want a brown power in a chain that doesn't get me any points and is not guaranteed to get me anything? Probably not. But yeah, I agree. It would be nice to create a full tuck.
Yeah.
But I think the nice thing about that chain is that I'm drawing enough cards and I'm seeing enough cards. Every activation that
you'll be on for a big score. What's your bonus card?
The Endangered Species Protector. what kind of question is that?
Said with no hesitancy. I mean, the problem with tucking card games is that you don't really go for bonus cards.
Yeah.
You absolutely ignore feather points. You ignore bonus card points, don't you?
Well, to a degree, yeah.
And so would that not distract you a little bit?
Probably not. I'd still play them if they come up. I mean, look, if you draw, Bell's Vireo early
you'd still
on,
play it?
Yeah.
Really, in a tucking game, I would think the priority is to tuck.
But so also remember
because you're not going to play as many birds as a normal game.
You're not. However, there is the challenge with this chain is that the bioweaver will get full, and in order to maximise that, you're gonna want to also play some birds.
Yeah.
So if I think about the best games I've ever had, it's in terms of score.
Yeah.
It's been
must be easy to remember.
Well, because they're all so recent.
So
it's
few.
with it's because I've had a tuck chain which is points gaining, but then I've had a way of getting enough food such that when I pick up a good card, I'm able to slap it down pretty quickly.
I would go for, if I was in your situation and I had to pick any bonus card, I would probably pick the bonus card which is birds which cost 3 food, because you've already got 2 out.
Yeah, fair enough.
And you're almost certainly probably going to get another 2 out. You might see Benelli's Eagle or something along the way.
It's only a 6-point max though.
I know, but
and if you get two bonus card birds down, you've matched it.
Interesting. So you'd be pivoting away from the wet chain. That's the way I see that.
Yeah, but I think specifically because you need to get rid of those eggs at some point.
What happens if I also want endangered species protector in my opening hand?
Maybe we could engineer a very false game where we both get it.
But then the whole game
would be really baffling.
But then the whole point of the game is just going to be to try and steal all the bonus card birds from the other person.
I tell you what, a scenario that would really, to kind of go along with your point that I wouldn't want to be distracted from the tuck chain, is and I can't remember, but maybe you can help me out. It's one of the British birds, promo pack birds, the one of the swans, which is a round end blue power, which is move up to 4 eggs from one bird to another bird.
Yeah.
And that would be a really great way of freeing up the bioweaver, and it's a 9-point bird from what I remember.
Yeah.
So if I picked up that would be very firmly staying in my hand.
Yeah, very good
and
point.
Going down.
Because I can't really think of many scenarios where I play that bird apart from there.
Yeah. So do you know, I had it recently.
So that's the greater snow goose for the listener, and that's from the Canada expansion pack. It lives in the wetlands or the grasslands, eats 3 wheats.
Yeah.
Where are you getting your wheats from, son?
Great tip.
Move up to 4 eggs total from any birds to any other birds. That is pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah. Where do you say it can live, in the grasslands or the wetlands, or is it just wetlands?
Grasslands or wetlands.
So there you go. That, in fact, maybe I will change my dream opening hand to include that, and instead of the great tit, the rainbow lorikeet. Hold on. So rainbow lorikeet to begin.
Yeah. Greater snow goose.
Yeah.
Bioweaver and Aidan's gull.
Yeah.
So you're starting with rainbow lorikeet as your first go, and then you're just basically spinning, because then in theory picking up 3 foods anyway.
Yeah.
Now I'm more intimidated.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Now I'm much more intimidated because that bioweaver's been unlocked.
Yeah.
And are you still not keeping the birds for... Oh, no. You're still keeping endangered species protector.
Maybe not now. Maybe not. It would be a toss-up now between that and mechanical engineer, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think mechanical engineer would be more achievable.
Yeah.
With than getting.
Well, why don't you just take the flocking power one? You already have 2.
Yeah, that's true.
Birds with a flocking power.
And I guess you'd be looking
2
for more,
points each. And you're literally they're your perfect bird for that.
Food for thought.
Food for thought, indeed. We'll have to see when we play this game.
Yeah.
And now I'm a little bit intimidated.
Are you? Okay.
I'm now a little bit intimidated.
Nice. Well, yeah, I've completely forgotten about that goose.
My game's going to have a bit more finesse.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah, you're just
just a few less points.
You're just Rafa Nadaling it back at me. Okay. I'm Roger Federering it. I'm just doing a beautiful backhand cross court or slice. Okay, that's how it's going to be.
For the listener who can't see, he's doing some lovely tennis hand
single-handed backhands.
Yeah, it was.
Let's just hope we're playing at Wimbledon and not Roland Garros. Yeah. Oh dear, tennis fans will be like rolling their eyes.
Yeah. If you can't tell, we're not particularly big on tennis.
Yeah, but used to be. Right, should we talk about some stats?
Yeah, and do write in, by the way, if you have any thoughts on that dream opening hand, or to tell us your dream opening hand.
I would love to hear your dream opening hand. I really would.
I reckon we'd hear some really cool ones.
Yeah, I reckon so. It's the trade-off between, do you keep 4 birds or 5 birds, or in Aidan's case, how can you keep as many birds as possible while still being able to afford them? I completely agree. It's a fantastic one. I'm sure someone will probably email in with like the technically the one which is highest scoring.
Yeah,
that would be nice. I'm sure someone will have somehow figured it out.
Maybe there is, but the game's too luck based.
Probably a good use of AI somewhere along the way.
Maybe, but there's too much luck in the game. I don't think you can possibly predict that from an opening hand.
Okay, briefly, let's talk about some stats. So I've basically, this was taken from the Facebook group, and Travis posted a comment on the Facebook group.
Shout out to Travis.
About how the promo packs changed the fraction of birds that qualify for each end of round goal.
Yeah.
Each bonus card.
I mean, this has been a subject of chatter, isn't it?
Do you remember when it came out? And one of our concerns was maybe the fan-made expansions would change the numbers so much that they wouldn't still be the same percentages.
Yeah, well, so I do remember when one of the previous expansions came out, I read some official release from Stonemaier, which basically were words to that effect, that they were obviously intentionally going to keep the percentages around the same.
They've always said like plus or minus 2%.
Yeah, because they kept.
But our worry with the fan-made expansions is they're all made separately, and therefore the balance would be lost.
I mean, my guess is
Flan then sort of semi-confirmed to us when we spoke to Flan that wasn't the case, and that actually they had considered it all. Obviously they had.
Yeah,
obviously
I mean they always had oversight, and there was, but yeah, I mean I think our main concern was the Endangered Species Protector, wasn't it? Because we saw quite a lot of new powerful bonus card birds, and whether it would really change the percentage.
So the Endangered Species Protector, 7.9% of birds used to qualify for it. Now 9.6% of birds qualify for it.
So that is an increase.
So it's definitely an increase. So although that bonus card literally says 9% of birds qualify for this, so actually it does take it much closer to what the bonus card actually suggests. So actually, in many ways, it's a correction. The big winners. Do you know what the big winner is?
Go
on. Cartographer.
So that's geography terms, isn't it?
Geography terms. Yeah. And so that's plus 6.7 percentage points up increase with the fan-made expansions.
There you go.
Which is huge. And then the biggest loser is Prairie Manager. Prairie Manager is, we seem to keep talking about it recently, birds that can only live in the grasslands.
Yeah. So that's a big loser. That's a shame. That's one of my favourites.
Yeah, so that's that's 3 percentage points down, which is rather interesting overall.
Yeah, I mean, cartography is a big boost, isn't it? If you think about an extra 6% on the the
cartographer, you only need 4 birds to qualify for the higher one, so that's
which is 7 points as well.
4 birds to get you 7 points on geography terms, and so a big swing suddenly. Cartographer, plus 6.7 points up. The reason this was mentioned was because I think someone basically said that the game has been broken because the Food Web Expert, right?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember what that one is?
Is that the one which you're caching rat and fish?
No, Food Web Expert. Sorry, that was cruel. That's birds that only eat witchetty grubs.
Oh, that's Food Web Expert. Okay.
Yeah, it's quite an average bonus card, isn't it?
Yeah, I would have. It's probably one I would not generally have gone for very often.
So without the promo packs, 9.4% of birds qualify. With the promo packs, 11.9% of birds. And
it's 2 per bird, isn't it?
Yeah,
So,
but those are not birds that you play that often.
No. The only time I'm like, ooh, is if I've got the red knot.
Oh really?
Yeah, because that's a 7-point bird which only eats witchetty grubs. I mean,
or the prothornatory warbler.
Which eats 2 witchetty grubs in a week.
Oh my god, I am ill. It's not going well for me. But interesting. So, with respect to the Food Web Expert, so with the promo packs, it's now 11.9% of birds qualify, and that actually brings it more in line with the other birds, which are 2 per.
Yeah.
Right. So the birds are like falconer, rodentologist, bird counter, omnivore expert. Those are all like 12 to 16% of birds. And so the invertebrates one, or witchetty grubs one, has always been an outlier. It's always been a low outlier. And a nice thing that the fan-made expansions does is it brings it back to the nominal.
Yeah, that's good. I suppose the other interesting point about that specific bonus card is, by nature, the majority of birds who qualify for that card, so for which witchetty is the only thing in their food cost, are going to be 1 food cost birds.
Are they?
Well, they probably are, aren't they? Because
I suppose by all of them, yeah.
But like statistically, it's more likely that they're going to be single food cost birds. So, as a result of that, you would say that they're mostly going to be low point birds or not particularly strong birds.
Yeah.
And so almost for the same reason that, I can't remember what it's called, but the bonus card, which is birds that are less than 4 points, is considered a poor bonus card. This one could be considered a poor bonus card by the same logic. So it's interesting that, it might be poor by that logic, and also poor by the fact there aren't as many birds in the game that qualify for it.
Yeah, interesting.
So it's an interesting point.
What we need to do is we need to get Jeff back on, JK49er fan,
to
give us some updated stats about how things have changed.
Before
the Americas expansion comes out.
It was all pre fan expansions, wasn't it? All of his stats previously. I guess we need to give him time though, doesn't it? Because a lot of his stats are based on his plays. We need to give him time to play the fan made expansions.
I hope he's been playing back to back.
Maybe we should email him and find out.
Get in contact with Jeff again. That's fine.
Because that was good last time. That was a good fun episode.
So, dear listener, that's the end. Never going to see Aidan ever again. It's very disappointing.
I'll see if I make it back from Oz. I'm sure I will.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope you do. But, so, to give Aidan some breathing space, we are teaming up again, me and Aidan, given you requested this in your droves.
Yeah.
We have never had something more requested than this, which is unbelievable. I didn't think that'd be the case.
It went down well, didn't it? It was obviously a very popular episode, and yeah, I mean, as we both said at the time, it was really good fun to make. We we had great fun playing the game.
So,
together.
Paul, I don't know why you've agreed to this, but we're taking you on again.
Yeah,
the episode will be out this time next week, and hopefully we'll be back the following week with you in sunnier climes.
Indeed. Fair play to Paul, by the way, for agreeing to come back on and not just quitting while he's ahead, because that's what I'd have done.
Would you? Would you?
I'm joking.
Yeah, I mean, if I can just set the scene, the texts from Paul that I've been getting this week.
Yeah, it's been quite a lot of fight talk, hasn't it?
Yeah, I've got you both running scared. Oh, princess, do you want a bottle? Right. Have a great week, everyone.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week for Paul, and we'll see Aidan thousands of miles away. And what we'll do, considering we are doing a playthrough next time, we won't do an opening hand review, but we will post one for next week's episode to come for the week after that. So a week off that. But what we would like you to write in with is some of those dream opening hands. We'd love to hear some of those. I think we're both very excited for that. So please do let us know. fulltuckpodcast@gmail.com, or Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. Or Spotify. Anywhere you want. Or Apple Podcasts. You can do it wherever. Anywhere you want. Have a great week, everyone. Lovely. See you later.